Ocho, a woman posted a very interesting video this week. Let's take a look at it.
So there's a stat on Facebook, and basically it says men are not obsessed with women like they used to be. Y'all don't find that kind of weird? And to be honest, no, I don't find that kind of weird. So it seems to me like a lot of y'all are now starting to realize that you're either losing value or have lost value from chasing attention. And now that's something that y'all got to deal with, and y'all can't face that fact.
But see, when you keep saying, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, then you convince yourself. And then you want to be masculine because you think you can talk to, at the end of the day, that's still a man. And I'm not saying, look, I'm old and know how my grandmother and how I saw everybody raised. See, these women today, they talk about, oh, I want to be treated like my mom and my great grandma got to treat, but y'all don't behave like that. Y'all ain't cooking. Y'all ain't cooking no meal every day. When my grandfather got home at lunch, meal on the table. He got home at dinner, meal on the table. He ate first. It wasn't no arguing back and forth. When my grandfather said they can, they did. When he said they couldn't.
To that point, I'll say this. It's hard to have a meal on the table for your husband or your man if you're out working too. There's a book about this very thing called, I think it's called the the two income trap or something like that, where two incomes create a certain lifestyle, but it also blocks and prohibits you from actually forming a full functioning family. People would argue like, okay, well, yeah, that's true, but we can't raise a family on one income these days. This day and age, who can afford to do that? And you can afford to do a lot these days. It just depends on what type of lifestyle you want to have while you do it. That's what it really comes down to.
I'm going to do me. Okay, well, do you. I don't have to be a part of it.
Facts.
And so I think the thing is that they've convinced themselves they don't need a man until they need a man. And then you 20, now you 45, now you 50. Now your options are limited.
Right. Yeah. I don't think women understand that the options are limited, especially today, especially for what they want. When you look at their expectations and what they expect and what they're looking for, it's very hard. It's very hard to get.
No, Ocho, it's not hard. But here's the thing. What you want gotta want you. See, that's the problem. Okay, you want a guy. Oh, he need to be over 6 foot tall. Oh, he needs to make six figures. Oh, he need to do this.
Right. Well,
every time you throw out something that he needs to be, you a percentage, 15, 20%. So now you down to 5%. That 5% of the man that you want, that's over 6 foot tall, that has a nice body, that makes six figure, that's well to do, does he want you?
Yikes.
Damn. And most of the type of men that they want, it's part of the 1%. Right?
Absolutely.
So it puts the dudes that are in the 1%, they just get to pick who they want.
It's hard. It's hard for something to add value, to increase in value that constantly gets used.
Come on now, dog.
Listen to what I said, Ocho. Name something that increase in value that's constantly get used. You told me about my Ferrari. You say, buy that Ferrari, but put it up. A bottle of wine. Philippe Rothschild, Petrus, Camus.
Right. 1942.
They ain't drinking it. I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. I don't even think the chat heard you. Do me a favor. Boy, you just dropped the gem right there. And I don't even think the chat was paying attention.
Yeah, because everything, Ocho, I want somebody at least 6 foot tall. I want somebody at least 200 pounds. I want somebody that make at least six figures. I want somebody that go to church. I want somebody that like to travel. So you name 6 things that you like. Okay, you find that guy, but he's only probably in the 1%. So that 1% of the men that you're looking for, is he looking for the 15 to 20% of the women that's looking for him?
Nope.
So now if he's not, so now I'm valuable. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. Huh? Tom Brady wants.
They know they worth. They know they worth.
Worth is what someone is willing to pay for something.
Nigga.
Oh my God.
Tom Brady can list his house for $150 million. But I guarantee you, after 6 months over a year, that house ain't sold. I guarantee you he dropped the price.
Okay.
So now, if somebody comes in and says, Tom, he want 150 million. I give you 100 million cash. Okay, I take it. That's what the house was worth. See, you don't get to determine your worth if somebody's not paying for it. That's what women got to understand. You keep saying, are you buying yourself? Are you purchasing yourself? So where's the value? Value is only, something is only valuable if somebody will purchase it.
And real quick though, to his point, because Shannon cooking right now, he cooking y'all. But let me just add on to that, this point. We are at a time where women are looking to other women. Right now, what's crazy in the past, I would say 20 years heavy, a little bit longer, but it's definitely the last 15, 20 years, is that women are in a feedback loop of the sisterhood. They're in a hive mind, meaning women nowadays will be like, it doesn't matter what a man thinks. I know my worth. Like he said, I'm a 10. Or a girl would be like, girl, you a 10. Don't let nobody else tell you nothing different. So women are now plugged into social media and plugged into these groups, and they've become their own echo chambers. So now they're not dealing with what men want. The problem is you want a man, but you're not looking to what men want or what men say they don't want. That would never work for men. As men, we know that would never work for us. You can't have no fat friend and be like, and he be like, man, I don't know, man. I just don't think I need to lose some weight. Nah, King, you look handsome just like you is, bro. Pause. Yeah, bro. Like, look, if she can't accept you at 300 pounds, then she don't really like you. She ain't even one for you, bro. You deserve a woman who look like Scarlett Johansson, bro. Real talk. Men don't play those games. See, we're forced to live in reality. Men are forced to see the world for what it is and navigate accordingly. Women are raised to see the world for what it is and try to bend it around them. The problem is reality always wins.
I want $600,000 for this tube of lip therapy. It's worth $7. They got to stop this notion talking about, I know my worth, I know my worth. Your worth is what someone is willing to pay for it. That's what worth is. Look up the dictionary, look up worth in the dictionary. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Google it. I don't want y'all to do it. Google it my damn self.
Well, you preaching today? You boy? What?
Can you cook? Hey, can you cook some oxtails? I need to know. Can you cook oxtails? What about saying? Can you cook breakfast? Grits, eggs, sausage, bacon, French toast, pancakes. Okay. What about eggs Benedict? Make hollandaise sauce? Okay, you can't do that. Okay, what can you do? What's the this value that you speak of? What is it? Because I just want you to know a little something. Everything that you do, I can pay somebody to do it. Cook, clean, get my dry cleaning. Right. Hey, I don't pay them to sleep with me. I pay them to leave. So I'm just trying to say, so where's the value? What can you do for me that I can't have somebody do? Everything that you do. So if I'm with you, I really want to be with you.
And I don't co-sign that. You shouldn't be out here paying for women or sexually at all. We're not with that over here. But I will say to his point really quickly, in a weird way, we've come full circle as a society where it's like he said, I could pay somebody to cook. I could pay somebody to clean my house, right? These things that were considered domestic duties of a housewife back in the 40s, 50s and whatnot, right, are now things that can be outsourced. The only thing, and I've heard that argument before from people in the red pill community and all of that. My only argument, or not the argument even, my only comment on that is be careful, because paying someone to do something is not the same thing as someone doing something out of love for you. And you might say, well, what does it matter? Well, as a person who's been married 12 going on 13 years, let me just tell you, I could pay people to do everything he said in my life. I could pay a maid to come by to clean up the house. I could pay a chef to come cook here and there. I could pay, I could. But my wife does those things, not because she's less than me, not because she's less valuable than me. We're both equal in the eyes of God, and I view her as the queen of our home. In fact, I defer to her when it comes to managing our home and what we should do. I have the final decision on that, but I lean to her opinion as a person who is actually managing our home on a day-to-day basis while I'm working. My wife, making me a bowl of soup when I don't feel well is vastly different than me paying somebody to cook. My wife who is sitting there at a ceremony while I'm getting honored at work in the crowd, and she's clapping, and you see her face, and it's filled with pride and it's filled with joy. You can't pay somebody to fake that. These are things that you can't replicate. These are human relations that are invaluable. We live at a time right now, and you know what the sad thing is too. I'm gonna share a truth with you right now that I've said before, not on this channel, but I've said before in my personal life to somebody. Here, listen up. Here's the thing. The sad part about women nowadays and their situation is this: there's never been a better time to be a housewife than now. You see, women were housewives more in mass back in the day, in the 40s and 50s and 60s and all that. It was more risky back then for them to be a housewife. You know, say, oh, he could just get up and leave me and take everything and I won't have anything. Or he could just do. Nowadays, think about it. There is no real risk for most women who would choose to be a traditional wife and stay at home and let her husband go to work. Because what? If y'all divorce, you know you're getting the house. You know you're getting alimony. You know you're going to get half of what you know, his stuff, his net worth or whatever it is. In a lot of cases, you're going to get his pension or half his pension. You know, family court gonna give you the kids. It don't even matter. You could be walking and looking like Gary Busey. You know the judge still gonna give you custody of the kids. What are you losing? What? There is no gamble. To be a modern day housewife, you playing with house money. So it's ironic that if there was any era where women in mass should be like, we should actually forget this work stuff. We're sitting in an office dealing with, you know, different personalities and dealing with a boss who crazy. What? This is the era to be a housewife. There's never been a better opportunity to have protections by the government to guarantee that if this goes south, that you have a bunch of safety nets. Versus the women who were actually being housewives back in the day didn't even have most of the stuff y'all have now in terms of protections. And they were wives then. Now, y'all like, oh, forget that. I'd rather be anything or be dead than be a housewife. And now you got the most protections to be a housewife. We are so far out of God's order, it ain't even funny. This could all be so simple. Life is not as hard as people make it out to be, I promise you. It's hard, sure, but not in the ways that they making it hard. And when I say they, I ain't just talking about women. I'm talking about men too. I'm talking about just the norms of our society right now is ridiculously stupid, in my opinion.
So I just want to know, if I'm with you, I ain't playing no games with you. Do you understand that I'm not?
Same.
I jump on a plane to come see you. You best believe you mean something.
Hold on, huh? You flew to somebody before?
So all this stuff. Oh, this and that. I'm just telling you, I keep it foul with y'all. So all this going back and forth, I don't care nothing about that. Because all I know is you keep saying you worth this, you worth that. That property ain't been purchased in a long time, then, huh?
Ugh.
Look like you gonna have to drop the price on it. I don't even feel like I'm the prize. I don't tell no woman I'm the prize.
Nah.
But you better. I don't know who told you that. It told you wrong if you think you the prize.
And honestly, man, I'll stop the video there. But you guys can go watch the full thing if you want to. But to wrap it up, listen. There's too many things in the way right now in our society. You got feminism over here. You got red pill guys over here. You got everything. You got the government involved. There's too many things. There's too much noise. Men and women are so preoccupied in our society, in the Western world, with doing everything but being men and women, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, our mandate from God was simply, husbands, you lead, wives, you help out with the vision that your husband has, be fruitful and multiply, and let everything else fall where it fall. This ain't hard. This ain't hard at all. America is in the position that it's in right now with declining birth rates, marriage rates, people not being able to, people say, the dating market's trash. Dating is so trash. Dating is so trash. If everybody's saying the dating is trash, then why don't y'all change it? Why don't y'all do something different? Obviously, hookup culture ain't work. It ain't working. Obviously, being boss babes ain't working for your relationships, at least. I don't support no movement that separates men and women or the building or forming of families. So I don't support feminism. I don't support red pill. I don't support MGTOW. I don't support nothing that keep you listen. You better be careful. You don't backdoor your way into the same destination as the other side does, because that's what I'm seeing too. A lot of dudes out here nowadays talking about some feminism. It encourages women to not want men, to not deal with men, and to be boss babes and not have children. And well, okay, and to focus on themselves and be by themselves. Okay, cool. Well, if the red pill is saying don't focus on women, get your muscles up, get your money up, get your game up, get your property up, do all this type of stuff and focus on yourself. What do you, bro? You arrived at the same destination. The only thing you did was took a different road. You ain't doing nothing different or better than nobody else. Like, and this is coming from somebody who used to be deep in the red pill stuff. I was the biggest fan of red pill's content. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wasn't. But I started realizing and seeing the shortcomings of it. I started saying, okay, what's the long game to this? Okay, red pill content is great for an 18-year-old boy who's just coming of age and wants to focus on himself and his money and his body and say, cool. It ain't no plan for 25, 30, 40, 50-year-old men. And that's the problem. Just like feminism ain't no plan for women who are 30, 40, 50. Feminism's ground game is heavily focused on teenage years to mid to late 20s for women. After that, the wheels start getting wobbly. And suddenly, things start looking a little different. Why? Because neither movement is designed for the long formation of family, which is the nucleus of a strong society and culture. And with that said, I'm out. I ain't gonna hold y'all. God bless. Peace.